Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Obviously, in and of itself, Battlefield 6 Season 1 was a massive update, but there is so much more to come here down the road within Season 1 itself, but beyond that as well. And recently, over the course of the past few days, and actually the past few weeks, we've seen several new leaks surface regarding some future content updates, some of which actually relate to some fan favorite features potentially returning here in future Battlefield 6 updates. We also have a very interesting situation where it seems like almost because of some reaction to some leaks that have surfaced, Battlefield may also already be changing things ahead of time. So lots to break down here today. First up, we got to start on Insider Gaming with this article that was posted a few days back from Tom Henderson talking about a fan favorite feature that has been officially teased by Battlefield already, but now actually leaked via some data mined files. Article is titled Battlefield 6 Naval Warfare Content is already in development, according to some new data mines here. So this article goes on to say it appears that Battlefield 6's future naval warfare content is already in development, according to some data mined files that have been found. According to some of the code strings obtained by Insider Gaming, it appears that several different vehicles are currently in development for Battlefield 6, including jet skis and rigid hold inflatable boats, or RHIBs. Both strings of code were attached to the multiplayer files, suggesting that work on naval combat is already well underway in some capacity. You can actually see the files that were found in game: vehicle neutral boat jet ski, vehicle neutral boat RHIB. It doesn't get much more obvious than that, of course, and this is a main feature that a lot of players have been saying should be a thing in Battlefield 6. We obviously have some multiplayer maps, and of course the sizing of all these has been a very controversial thing up until this point, but some multiplayer maps that feature like the full-scale all-out warfare, you've got the jets, you've got the helos, you've got your tanks, your standard vehicles, everything like that. You don't really have anything catering towards naval warfare, though. There's really not much, aquatic-based engagements by any means here. So adding in this would be a nice, I think, change of pace and a fresh little shake up to the multiplayer map rotation and gameplay feel as well. But this was also actually acknowledged by the devs themselves a little while ago. So the fact that it was acknowledged before essentially confirms, yes, it is in the pipeline for Battlefield 6, but now we're starting to see game files referencing it. Likely means it's going to be coming sooner rather than later. So this article does go on to say Glacier is the code name for Battlefield 6. Multiplayer abbreviation obviously is for multiplayer, so we know that that's MP based. We did see the devs themselves, though, say that they have not gone unnoticed in regards to the requests of naval warfare. I believe it was Alexia Christofi who might have responded to that. There was a lot of talk about this pre-launch, and they basically were posting on Twitter saying, yes, we hear the feedback on naval warfare. It's not going unnoticed. So this would imply that it's going to be introduced. Judging by the Season 1 content, which appears to lack maps with vast amounts of water, we might be waiting a little bit longer. So it could be, an early 2026 feature for the game. But naval warfare is on the way for Battlefield 6, and that's just the beginning for the leaks that we've got today and the responses to leaks that we've got for today. Of course, as we're going through everything here, if you guys enjoy the video, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. It truly does help grow the channel and share the video around to new viewers. And if you happen to be one of those new viewers, perhaps you just have not subscribed yet. Like right now, just over 50% of viewers watching are not subs. So if that's you, you want to make sure you're in the know for everything going on in Battlefield. This is the place to be, so feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. Next up here, with the launch of Season 1, there are a bunch of new references to the AH-6 Little Bird Helo making its way into Battlefield 6. It's actually, funny enough, available to mess around with in Portal, it seems like, but as far as an official capacity on maps as an official vehicle, this is again something that players have been asking for quite some time now. Battlefield Bulletin ends up reporting and says the Little Bird is making its way into multiplayer very soon. The Season 1 update added the vehicle into the game file, so it's got official references already, and then as mentioned, you can mess around with it in Portal. It seems like Danny on PC was posting about that. But for those wanting to have this as a potential helicopter option, it does seem like that's also on the way relatively soon. It's kind of weird because we do have that full roadmap out now for Season 1. There's no mention of it, but it's also like half available in Portal. So maybe it ends up just being a shadow drop where suddenly it's available on some maps, or they do add it as like some bonus content during one of the phases that we've got here, throughout the remainder of Season 1. We'll have to keep an eye out on this. Hey everyone, real quick, want to give a shout out to my friends over at Control Freak. I can't lie, when I play on controller, especially in FPS games, I can't play unless I've got Control Freaks. Yes, they are this much of a crutch for my gameplay. They are such a difference maker. My aim is night and day when I've got some Control Freak sticks on my controller, and they offer a ton of different styles. If you like high rise, low rise, if you like dome versus concave, they've got all sorts of different grips you could use as well. Precision rings to really help fine tune your aim. Essentially, if you are a controller player and you're looking to help yourself out a little bit more when it comes to aiming, look no further than Control Freak. If you want to grab anything at all from the site, be sure to toss in code WhosImmortal, and that link can be found down in the description below if you're interested. And then lastly here, as mentioned, while we're talking about some leaks that have surfaced in regards to future content, leaks that have previously surfaced seem to already be impacting current content in a way that hopefully the community enjoys, because this article on Insider Gaming reads, Battlefield 6 skins are being adjusted after community backlash. The colors of Black Ops 6's various skins have been a very hot topic. We obviously have seen some leaked ones for Season 1, ones that you can now view in game that are unreleased, like the really bright blue one that's got everybody up in arms. Previously, the Override skin, when this was first initially leaked and then released, also had a pretty big reaction as well, especially when the first images surfaced of it online. There was a pretty strong reaction saying, I'm not sure if that's really Battlefield, you know? Maybe he's, going a little bit more into the crazy, wacky skin sort of side of things there. And that was the first initial one that really caught a lot of attention, this Override skin. However, with the recent Season 1 update, a lot of the reaction to the leaks of this skin initially, probably the reaction of the leaks to the Season 1 skins as well, some of them still being unreleased, are probably causing a lot of change here in game. Battlefield 6 players are vigilant about the game's cosmetics. Recently, we saw significant backlash towards that Wicked Grin skin, as mentioned. Fortunately, the developers have been prompt in making adjustments. So the Override skin has actually been adjusted and changed here. So spotted by The Gamer on the Battlefield subreddit, the cosmetic was being labeled as a collaboration with Monster Energy because of its bright green accents. Now the brightness has been significantly toned down and the green color has been darkened to feel more realistic. Players have been pretty happy about this in the comments, and you can see now the skin is a lot more subtle. It's not bright green and totally stands out. It's a little bit more realistic and toned down there. And that's just one skin that caught a pretty heavy reaction here. As mentioned, like the Wicked Grin skin, the bright blue one, had a pretty heavy reaction too, and that was leaked before it was officially available to preview in the menus in game. And hopefully this means that as these leaks surface and people are able to reveal, hey, there's X amount of skins coming with the next update or in the next event pass or whatever the case is, right? And you see them and it's like, okay, a lot of them are really cool, but that one, I don't know about that one. That reaction can actually cause some change, potentially even before things launch. Obviously, this one in specific already out now in game with System Override, but adjusted after the fact. I think that they're definitely in touch with the social side of Battlefield. The devs have been super interactive with people on Twitter and Reddit and whatnot, that they're definitely seeing the feedback here. So where possible, it does seem like some of these leaks are actually having a positive impact on the game, rather than in some cases kind of spoiling the fun. The feedback and the reactions that you can get ahead of time might end up helping the general perception of things once the skins are fully out or once other things are fully out as well. So kind of an interesting situation going on there, and we'll have to keep an eye on things as we see new skins and new updates released, if they are altering anything as like some hidden changes or some stealth changes behind the scenes. But that being said, some pretty interesting new leaks, some pretty exciting new leaks for Battlefield 6, and some interesting responses to some leaks and reactions to them. Lots going on in the leaking field. Call your plumbers, have them on speed dial. You never know when you might need them. But yeah, that being said, that's gonna wrap things up. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like on it. And if you're new here, you want to ensure you're always up to date with everything going on in Battlefield, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.